TD, we have it on work. Alright, guidance. And just a reminder for folks, our lock back hold time is 3 minutes and 16 seconds. TD, CTLS on 212, we're ready to go. Alright, very good. And launch director, with that crane up, we're going to go ahead and proceed. Yes, sir, please do. Alright, and all personnel, we are going to pick up the clock here momentarily. And GLS, you can resume the clock on your mark. Copy that. Countdown clock will resume on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark. GLS is go for auto sequence start. 25 seconds.
All right, folks. Amazing.
20. 15. 10 seconds. TLS is go for main engine start.
There's a start, now I see it. At 100.
102, 102. We are in auto. There goes the tower.
3 at 104.
Waiting on the roll.
There's
There's
the
the roll.
LBLH.
Program, Houston.
Roger roll, Atlantis.
Throttling is next.
I agree, 0.96. She is going up.
Digitals. Coming up on the cloud deck.
There's the throttling.
Clouds at 20,000.
3 at 72. Throttle up.
What do you see there, Rex?
3 at 104.
DPDT is about about 0.07.
In the positive or negative direction?
Negative.
Atlantis, go at throttle up, no action, DPT.
You go with throttle up, no action on DPDT. It's probably just cabin stretch.
Okay.
Atlantis, we think it's cabin stretch.
We concur, thank you.
90 seconds.
Seconds.
DPDT is trending to 0.
Copy.
Thank you.
It's at 0.
Staging is next.
I agree. Stand by.
DC less than 50.
All right, close your chute to open your visor.
TV goes. Agreed. Dump starts. Dump is started.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. It is 7:45 p.m. here in Florida. And I'm probably going to be hanging out with you guys for like, let's call it a cool 45 minutes. in between an hour, a little more than 30. So welcome one and all. Yeah, I had to think for a second. What day is it? What day is it today? So the topic of conversation tonight is what type of Star Wars movie or show, or it doesn't have to even be specific to movie or show. You could be thinking of a novel or a game or whatnot. What is kind of your dream vision of a future project? You know, I see a lot of people talking about a horror survival Star Wars movie. It all depends on I guess how that was executed. The overall, the general idea, the concept of that doesn't really do much to like, that doesn't really excite me that much, to tell you the truth. I always go to, like, it's a conversation that we had a while ago on a stream a long time ago, but I love the idea of a detective story in the Star Wars universe. And some people say, you know, that could be Attack of the Clones could be considered a detective story, right? Not really what I'm thinking, but I would love some kind of seedy underbelly noir feel to a Star Wars film or you know, a TV series. I think something like that would be pretty fun. But yeah, I'm all ears. Let's throw out some goofy ass, silly ideas. The more, the better. They can't continuously give formulaic things. Not everything can be Empire and Jedi and, you know, smugglers and bounty hunters. I want the future of Star Wars to get a little out there, a little weird, right? Let's kind of forget about what we know, story-wise, character-wise. Let's dive into some unexplored waters, right? That's just me. But yeah. I know it would never happen, but a Generation War style show, but for clone or stormtroopers, Domestos Bleach. Yeah. Are you talking about Generation Kill? Maybe that's what you're talking about. That's how I read that. So Generation Kill. There was a documentary, and also I believe they made a. Let's see. Which came first? There was a documentary called Generation Kill, and there was also a show starring what's his name? Alexander Skarsgård. Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking of something else in terms of the documentary. I used to own the DVD of Generation Kill. I thought it was fantastic. That's something that, you know, it's short and sweet. It's only 7 episodes. If you're looking for kind of like the modern equivalent, in terms of like, I guess, modern soldiers' viewpoint or modern soldiers' experience of war, on par with something like Band of Brothers, but for modern, with modern soldiers, Generation Kill is pretty damn realistic. So anyway. Caleb Kim, thank you so much, man. Hello there, General Kenobi. Hope you're doing well, man. I keep saying it, but tomorrow I'll probably end up recording a bunch of stuff for you. I'm dropping my daughter off at my parents' house, and then when I get home, I'm working on videos, and that's all I'm doing tomorrow. I'm not working on anything else. My entire day is going to be trying to get 2 videos rendered tomorrow, scheduled for the weekend. That's kind of my goal from now on. Don't really have much time to put stuff out during the week, but my goal is to work here and there through the week, so I have some videos to schedule for the weekend. That's moving forward. I think that's my plan. So, needless to say, tomorrow I should be able to record a few lines for you and send them your way. And if you want me to, I'm probably not going to edit them down. I'll leave that to you if that's cool. Just to save some time. But anyway, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the first and super chat and channel support of the stream. I want a story about a Star Wars rock band. Okay, why not? I keep saying let's get weird with this shit, right? Something like that would be fun in a graphic novel or a comic. Tales of the Star Wars universe that has nothing to do with like smugglers and bounty hunters or lightsabers or blasters, right? I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Generation Kill, not Generation War. Yep. I knew exactly what you meant. Yep. Dooku movie. Star Wars sitcom. Yeah, I'm probably a little more picky. Like whenever somebody brings up the idea of like a character that we're already familiar with, them having their own movie, it really doesn't do anything for me. As excited as I am for the Kenobi show, it's like, I'll wait to see it, but the general concept of it doesn't really excite me that much, right? Give me new. But yeah. The educational side of Star Wars universe. I would figure that would be pretty hyper local, right? Depending on your planet and your city and whatnot. Dr. Aphra style show, Avalanche. So yeah, I've never read a Dr. Aphra graphic novel. I've never read a comic issue. I really don't know too much about the character, other than just kind of broad strokes, right? I know that she's an archaeologist, and the fact that she's an archaeologist actually intrigues me a lot because, I mean, there's a lot of stories about Jedi, there's a lot of stories about Sith, there's a lot of stories about the Force, there's a lot of stories about bounty hunters and smugglers. There's a lot of stories that you would just go, makes sense. We'll just make sense that that's another story, right? But with Dr. Aphra being an archaeologist, that really intrigues me. Again, I've never read anything about Dr. Aphra, but it just it's one of those kind of different ideas, an off-the-wall, out-of-the-box thinking Star Wars idea that I want more of, But yeah. Lewis Moore, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I love this idea. Not necessarily with Sheev, but I love this idea, Lewis. House of Cards style TV show about Sheev's rise. First of all, thank you so much, man, for the channel support this evening. I'm 100% on board with a political drama, a political thriller. I love the idea of seeing people kind of scheme and plot and plan and backstab and all that kind of stuff. I would love to see that. That's why, my favorite Star Wars book is Bloodline. It is exactly that. It's people outwardly looking like evildoers and then being your best friend. And it's just like these really interesting backstabbing and kind of the political posturing of this entire system. We feel, we see the birth of the First Order, and it's just this almost like a whodunit kind of thing, but with politics and intrigue and Leia and Han and these characters that we know and love, and new characters. Casturfo is one of my favorite non-film characters, and he's only in one book. So, dude, I'm completely on board, Lewis. Not necessarily about Sheev's rise. Maybe we could have something that would be like, I don't know, around the time of the buildup of the First Order, when the New Republic is kind of in turmoil and chaos, something like that. It doesn't even have to be about an era that we're familiar with. Even we could just. Oh, one sec.
Movies/shows based on established characters, but wait till they announce the Dexter Jets to show. It might be hard with that helmet on, but damn it,
Baby
you
Java.
your words, Greedo.
Vince, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate that. Give me one sec, guys. Give me one sec. So, yeah, Lewis, I would love a show like that. I would love it. Because, and like I said, it doesn't even have to be in a time and an era that we're familiar with. You just pick a point on the Star Wars timeline and be like, yeah, there's some shit going on right there. Let's write a story about it, right? Some political posturing, some political intrigue, and whatnot. So, yeah, little House of Cards, little West Wing, little make it a little political thriller. I think that would be really fun. I want them to do that kind of stuff, out of the box thinking when it comes to what Star Wars can be, right, Lewis? And I think you're on the right track for what will make this thing live on. But yeah, man, I appreciate that. Let me see who is first. Seshimaru Dono, thank you so much for the channel support this evening as well, man. Seshimaru says, I want an entire movie or show dedicated to Droopy McCool only because he has the best / worst name in the entire Star Wars universe. Why can't I think of who that is? I know the name. That's not who I was thinking of at all. That's really his name? I don't know if I've ever known this, Seshimaru. Droopy McCool was the commonly known stage name of Snit, who was a male Katanak. I've never heard some of these words pronounced. And the lead horn player of the Max Rebo band. McCool's real name, however, was actually a series of flute-like whistles, unpronounceable by any other species. He played the Chindenkalu flute. His body released a vanilla-like smell. All right. Seshi, this might be my next Wikipedia video, man. While he was a well-integrated member of the Max Rebo band, he was lonely and wished for the company of other Kitanaks. He claimed to have heard to the faint tones. He claimed to have heard to the He claimed to have heard to the faint tones of his fellow kind out in the Tatooine dunes. After the death of Jabba the Hutt and the explosion of his sail barge, McCool disappeared into the desert. That's canon. Let's see how big Legends entry is for McCool. That's pretty sizable. More than I thought it was going to be. I'm sure it's not that much more detailed and intricate than what I just read, but all right. Goodness gracious, I love it. I love goofy shit like that. It makes me just go, why? What? Huh? So, I'm writing, Seshi Marie, I'm writing down Droopy McCool. And I think I found my new stupid Wikipedia video. It's been a while since I've done one of those. I did one for Wooher. I did one for Wilro Hood. I've done a few. But Droopy McCool needs a song. And I'm going to write a little song. Star Wars episode Return of the Jedi. He's appears in Darth Vader 1. He appears in Bounty Hunt. Bounty Hunt, what is that? He appears in Darth Vader 1. Is it weird? Okay. He also appears Tales from Wild Space, The Blue Brothers, Star Wars Adventure 13. Okay. All right. Video incoming, but I appreciate that, man. More weird shit. And Vince Wynn, thank you so much for the channel support as well, man. You say you don't want movies/shows based on established characters, but wait till they announce that Dexter Jetster show. It might be hard with that helmet on, but damn it, you'll eat your words, Greedo. Just when I hear of an idea like that or a joke like that, Vince, what my brain does is it starts spinning in the direction of making stupid parody videos, like a Dexter Jetster's Cheers style video series. That would be a lot of work. I maybe in the future, but no, we as weird and funky and out of the box I want them to get with some Star Wars movies. Dexter Jetster's specific 1950s diner of Americana in the Star Wars universe is probably not the setting that I would want if you wanted to do a show about like a cantina or a diner, I'm all in favor of that. That is some fun stuff, but the setting of Dexter Jetster's diner, I do not think I would be eating my heart out, Vince. But I appreciate that, man. Gotta love it. And Benjamin B, thank you so much as well. A story that focuses on a person discovering Force abilities who knows nothing about Jedi or Sith, and no one indoctrinates them. No religion, just power. Ben, you're kind of echoing something that I've been saying for a long time. I think it would be, and maybe this would kill a little too much mystery for me. When I actually sit down and think about it. But the idea of a story, a movie, a series of episodes in a show that focus on people or persons who discover, or a person or persons who discover the Force. And you would have like factional splintering, right? As you said, there's no Jedi, no Sith. It's just this newly discovered power. And I say discovered because I've always viewed the Force as almost like it's always been there, right? It was just like, it's kind of like gravity. It's always been there. It just took someone to understand it and discover it. for it to have a name, right? I love that idea. You can have people who discover the Force. There would be some factional splintering. Some people would want to hide it and save it for themselves and be selfish with it. Other people would want to spread it, this knowledge throughout the galaxy and democratize it, believing that everybody should know this power. And some people would just want to destroy it altogether, the knowledge of it, because fearing it would get into the wrong hands, right? You could do some really interesting things with an idea like that. The discovery of the Force. And maybe it wouldn't be nearly as powerful as it becomes. Obviously, it would be kind of fun to have like it barely even register as like a power thing, but it's this sense, this thing that, you know, is there. It's not fully built up yet, or at least people can't access it the way that we see later on in the story of Star Wars, that people can access it and use it to their advantage. But maybe it would just be a very, very subtle thing. But no, Ben, I've been saying something like that for a long time, and I think it would be at least interesting, right? It would be at least interesting. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, man. Pod racing Fast and Furious style. All right. George Heilman, thank you so much for the channel support once again, man. I seriously wonder what goes on in Lucas's mind to refuse to give fans the theatrical versions of the OT. Not an uncommon thought. Yeah, I never understood it either. Obviously, I think it's out of his control now. But I'm sure there was like a deal in the contract that maybe solidify the special editions or the McClunky version that we see in the Disney Plus, you know, as the only version that they can release. Or maybe it was just like a handshake deal, you know, maybe an unwritten rule, which, whatever. But yeah, I never understood it, man. I never understood it. It's when he talks about it too, it's just kind of like, you know, it doesn't make me mad, but it's just like a bummer. You know, why? Like, why not just do what a lot of other directors do or studios do and just release like a director's cut? I'm completely fine with these other versions existing, but the fact that, you know, we don't have the version that a lot of us grew up with in a full 4K modern HD viewing, it's just, I don't know, I don't get it. I don't get the decision to it's just something that I don't understand. Like, and I can try to think about reasons why, but it always just, and I don't want to say it's out of like spite or selfishness or anything like that, because I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and just, I think there's I guess there's a reason, but it's just overall bummer, you know. Why not just have both? Why not have multiple? Why not have the theatrical cut? Why not have the director cut that would be the special edition? Why not? And then why not have like the McClunky cut, right? The Blu-ray cut, and then have the McClunky cut. You could have 4 versions. There's more than that, but you could have 4 versions in a box set. Yeah, I don't get it either, man. I don't get it. I don't think we'll ever fully know. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. What's up, Stuart? Good to see you, man. Super Michael 98. Thank you so much for the channel support as well. What people name their favorite character? Oh, when people name their favorite character from a movie, it's almost never the main character. Why do you think that is? Oh, interesting. I mean, huh? Is that a phenomenon? Is that something I've never really noticed that? People's favorite character is rarely the main character. Let's see if anybody. Why are people's favorite characters hardly ever the main character? Somebody actually poses this question. This is actually a really interesting, maybe, topic of conversation, and it is probably a pretty broad generalization, because I'm sure a lot of people's favorite characters are the main characters. Somebody says because they have plot armor, they are virtually unkillable because they are the main character. maybe things just go their way too often. I don't know. Now this is the fact that this character is not going to die, at least for good, forms a disconnect, I think. Huh. This is a really interesting conversation. I've never thought of this. Maybe they do. I don't know. I mean, like, my favorite character in all of Star Wars is Han Solo. I would consider him a main character, but who is the main character? I mean, Luke? Anakin? Anakin's not my favorite character in the prequels. Obi-Wan is, but he is a main character, right? I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure that's something that I would actually really like to just kind of read about. It could be because a lot of the times the main characters are... There's not much... Like a Frodo, right? Like Frodo. Frodo is just... I mean, sure, he's got a heart of gold. His heart's in the right place. But people don't want that in a main character. They look at Aragorn or Legolas. And, those are their people's favorite characters, probably. I like Frodo. But you got people that watch those movies and... they probably gravitate towards the other characters who maybe have a little bit more personality and uniqueness to them, right? I think a lot of the times maybe the main characters are on the straight and narrow path, and for the most part, and are almost their path is almost predictable, right? I don't know. I've never thought about that question, Michael, but it would be interesting to maybe read about and it maybe pose it as a poll, even, because it's like I said, that's probably a pretty broad generalization. I would be willing to bet a huge percentage of people's favorite characters are main characters. What that percentage would be, I have no idea, but I really dig that question. I'm actually gonna write that down. People's main or fave car, rarely main. Okay. Cool. So, yeah. No, I'm going to read a little bit about that. Maybe tonight when I'm laying in bed, I'll just read a little bit of what people say. I'm looking at a Quora thing. I'm looking... Oh, I thought I was looking at a Reddit thread, too. But, anyway. Interesting. I appreciate that, man. We need Jar Jar Binks back. All right. We got to see how the Jawa juice is made, Greedo. There you go. Dexter cooking show. That's something that, whenever I've had huge ambitions to make more cooking segments on the channel, and I always go into them thinking that they're going to be easy peasy. I always think they're going to be super easy to make, but it's like, for whatever reason, it's always way harder. Now, if I made a cooking video or videoed cooking segments without a mask, without a helmet, and I just recorded audio while talking and making stuff, that would make it so much easier. But the fact that there's a lot of moving parts because I wear this stupid ass helmet, it always takes so much longer. And I want to go through this Galaxy's Edge cookbook and at least, cook a couple things out of it. I think that would be a lot of fun, but damn, it would take a long time to do. But anyway. And Caleb Kim, thank you so much for the channel support twofold here. Caleb says, movie, anything by Ryan Johnson, show behind the scenes of the crime organizations. And he also says, alternative idea for a show, adaptation of George Lucas' sequel idea of further exploration of the Force, the Wills, etc. I like that. Maybe not a straight adaptation, but incorporating some of the would-be George Lucas sequel ideas in there would be a lot of fun. Now, I think there's some fun ideas that you could toy with in some of the sequel ideas. It's been, he's said a few different things about what the sequel trilogy would have been if he held on to it. I think the most he's ever divulged was actually on James Cameron's Story of Sci-Fi, I think it was called, that show, which was great. That was a great interview. So let me take a quick sip of the water here. But yeah, I like that. So a movie, anything by Ryan Johnson. Yeah, it's kind of weird, man. People discredit him or discount him as a filmmaker. I mean, sure, if you didn't like The Last Jedi, I don't think that is enough to say he's a bad filmmaker. I mean, everything else he's made has been pretty damn fun and pretty damn awesome. A lot of variety too, right? You got Brick, you got Looper, you got The Last Jedi, and you have Knives Out. I mean, think of the variety just in there. It seems like and I always appreciate that with directors, you know, you take on different types of projects and continuously stir the creative juices in there. It's important not to get bogged down in the same shit over and over again, right? So yeah, I hope Rian Johnson's trilogy is still a thing. I mean, he made my favorite Star Wars movie of the Disney era. So, and behind the scenes of the crime orgs, dude, you know me. That is my Star Wars, man. But I feel like we're kind of seeing that with The Mandalorian, you know. The Mandalorian is a seedy underbelly show, with some Force sprinkled on top, right? So far, that's what it is. We've seen, you know, smugglers and bounty hunters. We've seen, you know, just this. We haven't seen the bright and shiny side of the Star Wars universe, right? So I feel like maybe I'm getting my fill of that. What you're talking about, maybe a behind the scenes crime org show, but I love it, man. I'm on board. They're shooting Poe and Finn. Star Wars Jaws style movie with a space monster. Okay. Stranded in space. Hopefully, I need to re-record a lot of the audio. The Med 2 Star Wars Network. I don't know, man. It's probably gonna be a few months. It's just a matter of finding the time to actually sit down and record all of the chapters. It would probably take like 15 hours total to record them all and edit them, and maybe even longer than that, but eventually. Sergio G. Gutierrez, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. Sergio asks, have you seen Jeremy Johns' Duel of the Fates review? No, I haven't. And that's not because of anything, you know, with Jeremy Johns. It's me and YouTube. I don't watch much YouTube whatsoever. There was a time where I was watching like every Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns video, Red Letter Media video. I was just, you know, I watched a lot of YouTube. And since my daughter was born, like a little over 2 years ago, the only things that I watch are like the occasional Red Letter Media video and some movie trailers and then Elmo. So maybe eventually I'll watch that. But in terms of YouTube creators and keeping up with their content and watching their videos, I am completely behind the times. The only times that I've really watched much YouTube is kind of right after a big movie comes out, or a movie that I'm really interested in. I'll maybe watch a couple reviews. Other than all that kind of stuff, the other things that I watch on YouTube are like documentaries. Occasionally I'll find a documentary. If I'm like working out, I'll usually find a documentary or something like that. Or there's a lot of great documentaries on like Amazon Prime. But yeah, my day-to-day YouTube viewing is not much. But anyway, Sergio, maybe I'll check that out in the future. And SSBB is number 1. Thank you so much as well, man. How about a Harry Potter-ish Jedi School TV show or cartoon? Dude, I am so surprised that hasn't already happened or hasn't already been like announced or something. It seems like such an obvious thing to do. Would it be? It would be like Harry Potter, which is also like X-Men, right? These kids, these young Jedi. If you're looking at the X-Men or Harry Potter, there's this. They're trying to find themselves. Maybe they have various powers among them that are different, and maybe the world is shunning them a little bit, and they're trying to find their place, right? that is an idea that I think would be a pretty big winner. And maybe it would be a little too similar to what's come before. But, yeah, in terms of an idea, I think that would be killer, man. I think something like that would be a pretty big hit. But that's just me. And maybe we'll get something like that in the High Republic era, because it seems like in terms of like new blood, right? New Jedi, fresh Jedi, trying to do the right thing through and through, and it seems like the High Republic era will be ripe with that. So maybe the High Republic era will be kind of the time we see we see that. Who knows? But yeah, as a concept, man, I think it would be pretty great. A little Jedi Academy show, right? Something like that would be fun for sure. But I appreciate that, man. I enjoyed Looper, and I liked Brick. Yeah, I've enjoyed all of his movies, man. I remember the first time that I saw Looper, I didn't know what the hell it was, and it looked like just a fun movie, and I saw that Bruce Willis was in it, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll give this a chance. I thought it was unique and fun, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Brick, I barely remember it, but I remember liking it as a concept. I feel like it was I think my wife fell asleep, I think. And it was okay, but I liked it as a concept, like this noir, like detective story set in high school. I thought it was pretty cool as a concept, you know. George Heilman, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support once again, man. George Heilman said, I'll tell you what we really need: a new holiday special that takes place after the Rise of Skywalker. Maybe one where ex-First Order soldiers learn the spirit of Life Day and drop their wicked ways. So, George, I actually have a file on my computer titled Holiday Special Sequel. And now it's completely empty, but the folder is there as a placeholder. Because it is my goal around, the holiday time to actually make my own stupid ass Star Wars holiday special sequel. Will I actually make it? Hopefully. It's going to be super dumb. It's not like I'm going to have any help doing it. It's going to be all green screen probably, and just embarrassingly bad, which will be the point. And I kind of want to make it an hour and a half and just make it horrible. Just intentionally stupid. And I like an hour and a half video where the average watch time is like 2 minutes. I want that. But no, I don't want an official one, George. Nah. I don't even, man. It's fun. It's always, when I think about it, it's always funny that thing exists, This weird thing that if you get a bootleg of it, it still has commercials from like 1978. It's so weird to me that this thing, you can watch it, But that is my plan, George. Don't know what I will do with it. Have no idea if I'll actually make it. I have one idea so far. But I think it's something that it's a project that I need to do because I need to make more parody bullshit stuff, right? So anyway, I appreciate that, man. And Caleb Kemp, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Once again, P.S. I think you missed my Patreon question last night, unless I missed you responding when I was listening this morning. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. I'm pretty sure. Let me read what it was. No, I'm pretty sure I did, because I remember seeing your name. Oh, you know what? Let me check my. You know what I might have done? Let me see here. Patreon Q&A, June 2020. Oh yeah, okay. So what I must have done, man, is I must have saved. I missed you and Chris's. I must have saved. Yeah, I must have screenshotted all of the questions before you and Chris got your questions in, so I completely missed. I need to wait till the last minute to screenshot these questions again. I guess. So let me read it right now. Let's see. You asked, "Hey, HelloGreedo, hope you're doing well. I am now done with my homework for the day. Yay, with your videos on 4K77. Have you ever seen 4K83 Return of the Jedi? 4K83 is amazing to look at, in my opinion. Minus a few moments here and there, could easily pass as an official release of the film. It's so good." No, I actually don't have 4K80 or 4K83 downloaded. I think 4K80 is out, right? Project 4K80. I don't know if it is out yet or not. So no, I haven't seen 4K80 and I have not seen 4K83. I think the reason behind that is just because oh, it's not done yet according to this, which was about a year ago. Maybe it's not. I think honestly the reason that I haven't watched those yet is because my biggest complaints when it comes to special editions and non-theatrical release, non-original releases, my biggest complaints are found in the in A New Hope, in the original Star Wars. So I haven't been in that big of a rush to watch 4K80 or 4K83. And I don't even know, honestly, if 4K80 is out yet. It doesn't look like it is. So, yeah. So no. As soon as it becomes available, I'll download it. I don't have 4K83 either, but yeah, I love it. I love it, man. I love 4K77. Watch one. I uploaded a video a couple days ago. If people have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, it's called the most authentic original version of Star Wars is available now, and it's in 4K. So go watch that video, and you'll kind of get what I'm talking about. But yeah. Yeah, I apologize for that, Caleb. Imagine they introduced time travel in Star Wars. Yeah, apparently they... Well, I haven't finished Rebels, but apparently there is some kind of... I don't know if you would consider it time travel or... I don't know. It's never... Yeah, the idea of like bringing time travel into like Star Wars, nah, nope, no thank you. Now as a concept in something like Star Trek, you could play around with it and have a lot of fun because you say some science fiction mumbo jumbo and boom, you're good to go. But the 4K77 site is down now. Really? Oh yeah, that's a bummer. World Between Worlds. Yeah. I don't really know too much about that. I haven't seen it. Let me see. Hopefully that the site comes back up. I wonder why it's down. Huh. 4K. One day ago, 1 month ago, 1 day ago. Yeah, hopefully it'll come back up. Let me see here. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. There we go. All right, cool. Sorry, I'm searching for something real quick. Boop. Okay. Oh, somebody uploaded my video. Somebody uploaded my video and used my same exact thumbnail. Weird. This guy used my thumbnail. So that's so strange. Okay. He basically used my thumbnail and just recreated my video with a different language. Weird. Anyway, sorry. Tony Mario Golden II, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Do you like the Adawan version of ESP? I've never seen the Empire Strikes Back version. I have, in fact, it is in my Blu-ray bin behind me. I have seen the original A New Hope version. Yeah, I thought it was great. Oh wait, no, I take that back. No, have I seen? Oh, whoa. I'm trying to think which one I've seen. I really don't remember which one I've seen. Okay. I've seen the Empire Strikes Back one. I'm looking back at some of my shit. Yes, I have seen it. But it has been since it's been well before the Last Jedi came out. I don't really remember it. A lot of the versions are kind of, because I've seen, the specialized edition 4K 77 Adawans. I believe I've seen both the original Star Wars and the Empire Strikes Back Adawan movies. I think I've seen both of them, but yeah, they're pretty great, man. It's kind of fun how all these various projects of passions and fan edits kind of aim to do their own thing, right? Like Harmy's Despecialized Edition is different than Adawan. Adawan, it seems to be having a little more fun with it, and not trying to revert it back to what was, but putting his own little spin on things here and there, right? So, no, I dig it. I dig all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I love all these projects of passions. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, man. No, Bearded Emperor, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well, man. Off topic, but have you heard of Callum's Corner? I'm doing a quick Google. Callum's Corner. No, never have. 4 days ago, meme review. What the hell is this? I will fart in your grandmother's eyes from Callum's Corner. Fecal scented revenge from Callum's Corner. Okay, I'm gonna click this one. Just out of curiosity. He kind of looks like a guy I know. He actually kind of looks like a cop I know. Weird. Okay, I have no idea what this is. Bearded, exposing the family secret cooking with Callum. These are long ass videos. What the hell is he being funny? I don't want to turn the audio on. Is he being funny, or is he like one of those angry guys on YouTube? I'll check it out. Anyway, I appreciate that, Bearded. No, I'm not too familiar with many video or YouTubers whatsoever. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. Callum Does the Internet is another channel he has. But his most, okay, smaller. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. He kind of freaks me out. I keep pausing on, and like pausing his face. What the fuck is he? All right, I'm gonna have to watch this with the audio on, man. He's freaking me out, but I appreciate that. And JL, which versions of Star Wars do you prefer the most? That man, for a long time it was the Despecialized Edition, but and as much as I do love that, I really like 4K77. 4K77 is just kind of where my heart is at right now. It is the most pure, authentic, original cut of Star Wars that you can get. Yeah, so 4K77 is there. So, am I rich? Certainly not. Not at all. But yeah. Hello from the radio studio. Oldest is skating across the way. Nice. Can't wait to listen to the stream in the AM. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I hope things are stable at the old radio studio.
A movie that basically is just one long wacky montage of Palpatine trying to clone Snow. Palpatine saying AHHSH, here we go again. I hope you all know and joking when I say this dumb message.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we all know you're joking, of course. Dude, Vince, I completely forgot that Palpatine created Snoke. Oh, I was actually gonna make a video titled something like "I keep trying to like the Rise of Skywalker, but it's just not working." But I don't want to feed that negativity. Then again, I got, I'm gonna eventually make that video because it is, it's something there. But yeah, that for me, Vince, that idea would be perfectly suited for like Robot Chicken, right? An idea like that where Palpatine is just like mixing in ingredients and trying to create a Snoke, and it doesn't really come out perfect, but he's kind of fine with the fucked up face. That idea seems like something that is just tailored for Robot Chicken, which I doubt we'll ever get another Robot Chicken Star Wars or another Family Guy Star Wars, because the people that made those weren't, I'm assuming, the biggest fans of the prequels, and they made them for their love of the original trilogy. Maybe in the future, some other future animated show will parody these modern Star Wars or even the prequels, but yeah. Anyway, somebody animate that. Somebody make that. I would if I knew anything about 2D animation and I had time, but somebody make that. But anyway, Vince, I appreciate that, man. Stirring in the Snoke ingredients. Yeah, I didn't know that. JL, apparently for originaltrilogy.com or whatever it's called, it's asking for a password. I don't know what's going on. I don't know anybody from that website. I don't know anybody who's ever worked on 4K77. I don't know anybody. I don't know any admins. I don't know the association of that website. So, I have no idea what's going wrong with it. Hopefully it gets worked out. Do it if you feel you have to, Greedo. Don't worry about it with the internet. Oh yeah, trust me. I've never played the oh no, I need to appease the internet game. I have been on the minority side of many opinions, trust me, which is fun. Did you get Disney Plus, and what do you think of the newer changes George Lucas did? It's kind of funny, JL. I'm kind of known as the OT. I don't know what you call it, anti-special edition. Hey man, let's just all get along. Can I have the original theatrical cut in 4K? That's just my kind of a baseline. But when I saw the McClunky cut, and that's what I call it, the Disney Plus McClunky cut, when I saw that, my reaction wasn't anger. It wasn't like outrage. I wasn't upset. I honestly kind of chuckled because I felt like I was being trolled. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't mad. I was just like, oh, here we go again. It was just kind of that feeling, but yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of funny. I've been complaining about this shit for a very, very long time. And to have a few more, Whatever's. Doesn't bother me whatsoever. Yeah, it's funny, man. Like, yeah, Steven. It's hilarious because I believe what the story was, and I can't remember where I heard this, but I believe he made those changes. Yeah. He Lucas made those changes. He made those changes before the Disney acquired the franchise, before he sold the franchise. So for what? Disney bought the franchise in 2012. And the Disney Plus version released in 2019, right? It released last year. It didn't release this year, did it? Anyway, so for like let's just call it 7 years. 7 years that version sat there. The McClunky version sat there. It just sat there. And then 7 years later, boom. Like a mine buried under the ground, it gets released. Once again. Can't help but laugh, right? I would definitely like a better explaining of how Palpatine came back. Yeah, the explanation of it isn't something that really bothers me. Like, I'm cool with some hand-wavy stuff in Star Wars, right? I'm fine with, like, there not needing to be this deep explanation. But Palpatine being back is a pretty huge hand-wavy thing. And even if he came back, I don't know, just as a general concept, it's unimaginative to me. It's boring. It's dumb. It's like, it took the sequel trilogy in such a random and weird direction that I felt was just. I mean, I'm a broken record at this point, right? But that's how it felt to me. So, let me think. Yeah, tomorrow I have my parents are babysitting my daughter. I'll have like 6 hours to work on some stuff. I'm hoping to get 2 videos completely done and rendered and scheduled for the weekend. That's kind of my goal, since time is so limited nowadays. My goal is to work here and there on the weekends for videos and have 2 videos scheduled for the weekends. That's kind of what I'm shooting for the future. We'll see how that goes. But and I also want to get that. I made one Star Wars trivia video, and I kind of want to get that back on track. That was fun to make, and maybe I'll do that a couple times a month. But yeah, so anyway. It is time for me to jet. We're watching Watchmen. We watched the first episode last night. I don't know anything about the Watchmen. Watched the first episode last night of the HBO show. Fucking loved it. And yeah, pressing on. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. So to everybody who supported the channel through Super Chats, thank you so much, guys. The channel survives because of you. Hope you're having a fantastic week so far. To everybody who hung out and just shot the shit in the chat or didn't say a damn word, thank you so much for tuning in. So yeah, guys, videos tomorrow. And hopefully, if I have enough time, I'll try to do a stream in the afternoon tomorrow as well, but we shall see. So, wherever the hell you are on planet Earth, have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, and I will catch you all on the flip side. See ya!